The rain soaked the windows. The fierce sea hit the steel hull of the ship and the wind howled with primeval power. Kota Kado, a 230-meter-long container ship, ran aground outside Hong Kong port. The crew had been evacuated but stood on the bridge in their life jackets. He saw the power of the hurricane, which was now, in the darkness, raging over the stricken ship. Sloan went into hiding with only 5 other members of the rescue team. A few days earlier, they had arrived in the South China Sea with the aim of saving Gift City. When a typhoon was expected to hit the ship aground, Sloan made the decision to stay on the ship overnight with the skeleton crew. He wanted to feel how the ship buckled in the storm, to understand where it hit him the hardest, knowing that this would inform whatever action they took next.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared then.
The world's cargo ships, which carry about 90% of global trade, do not always reach their destinations without incident. According to the Safety and Shipping Review by insurance company Allianz, 27 cargo ships were lost in major incidents during 2021, and 357 over the past decade. They're on fire. They hit rocks, and bars of sand. They don't work, but they don't always sink. Whenever there's an opportunity to save a large ship, its owners almost always take it because these ships can be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The people who are called by the shipping company in such situations are called rescuers. And they've seen some amazing things in the sea. Salvors came to the aid of the massive container ship Ever Given after it ran aground, blocked the Suez Canal, and sparked global supply chain problems last year, for example. But when a ship weighing tens or hundreds of thousands of tons is stuck somewhere, how do you free it? The ship hit a rock on its way to the harbor, which bore a hole in its side. 2 cargo bays began to fill with water and he receded until he finally hit a sediment bank about 25 nautical miles, 46 kilometers, southwest of his destination. His bow stuck to the seabed, trapping him. And as more water flooded the ship, the laden ship began to sink. Sloan and his colleagues devised a plan to reduce the ship's mass and pump as much water out of it as possible. This requires a lighter, a barge, which in Hong Kong is equipped with a large crane. Fortunately, cargo is often unloaded in Hong Kong, so many of these barges are available and the operators are used to lifting containers from ships to be transported to shore. In the end, the matches took out more than 1,200 individual containers. This kind of operation was time-consuming and difficult, especially considering Gift Town was sitting with its bow underwater. Also, the lightest containers tend to be stacked at the top as this helps lower the ship's center of gravity and keep it stable, but that means it takes even longer to reach the heavy containers where moving really makes a difference. To remove the water from the ship, Sloan and his team placed a large underwater pump at the bottom of one of the cargo bays. They also removed the hatch on the deck above and welded a large rectangular tube, or snorkel, to it before screwing it back into place. The snorkel is now dangling into the belly of the boat. Finally, the dive team connected the pump below to 2 sets of hoses that extended vertically through the snorkel. After removing large quantities of water from the hold, rescue teams were able to fill some of the ship's ballast tanks with air to refloat. Had they tried to do this earlier, the tank could have burst, Sloan explained. When you are under 10 meters, 33 feet, you have to be very careful about how much pressure you apply. Through all this complicated work, and although not 1 but 2 typhoons, the second one was very bad. When a ship ends up in a place it wasn't really designed for, such as quickly stuck in mud or wedged in rock, the forces of nature can destroy it.